No Way Home crossed over $1 billion in the total box office, making it the 48th movie inside the $1 billion club, and it felt only right since Spider-Man No Way Home was the first movie to do it since the pandemic to join the $1 billion club to rank all 48 of those movies, place them on their proper tiers. It's gonna be a long video. We're doing the impossible. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a very long video. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's do this. So first off with our tiers, we have amazing, then we have great, then we have a good, then we have okay, then we have meh, then we have how do you make $1 billion? So I don't really think there's a really bad movie on this list. There's some that I definitely don't enjoy much more than others, but it's going to be very divisive. We might even have a secret tier coming in here into play here in just a second. So there is such a variety of movies in this, and this is all just my opinion. We're going to go through these as fast as we physically possibly can, starting with Toy Story 3, going in that amazing tier. This is my favorite Pixar movie. It's a culmination of everything I grew up with when watching Toy Story. I felt like they should have capped it off with this one instead of doing Toy Story 4, but they did it for money, which we'll get to here in a second. Toy Story 3 is the perfect culmination of the Pixar universe and of the 3 Toy Story movies, making it one of my favorite trilogies of all time. It's very emotional, pulls on your heartstrings, and so long, partner. Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Gonna go in how do you make $1 billion? And I know why you made $1 billion, because it's so popular and everyone loves them. And I went to go see this movie, and it's just safe to say it's not very good. I would even safe to say it is one of the worst movies on this entire list. But that's topic for another time. Then we have Transformers Dark of the Moon, gonna go in that okay tier. So I grew up watching these movies and loving these movies. I love the character of Sam Witwer. I love the character of Optimus Prime. And this one, it looks cool. It's really dumb, and when I go back and watch now, I know that it's really dumb, but I still really like it, so it's gonna go in the okay tier. Just cause of nostalgia. I grew up watching these movies. One of my favorite trilogies of all time was the first 3 Transformers movies, and when I saw this, it was my favorite movie of the time. At the time I saw it, because when you're a kid, you want to see explosions, monsters, and aliens, and you know what? We got all 3 in that movie. Then we have Harry Potter, The Deathly Hallows Part 2, gonna go in that amazing tier. Arguably my favorite Harry Potter movie. I love everything this one does. It's the culmination of everything Harry Potter, and it's the culmination of everything that all the franchise led up to between Harry and Voldemort and all these acts of heroism, betrayal, and how they wrap it off so beautifully. They tie a nice little bow, and it's amazing. I absolutely love it. Then we have Avengers, and we have to break out that secret tier I mentioned earlier, which is the GOAT tier. And inside that GOAT tier is going to go 5 movies. Is there 5 GOATs? How is that possible? Since there's so many of these, I can't really choose a favorite. So we're putting 5 in that GOAT tier. Starting with 2012's The Avengers. And I gotta say, this is the first movie I ever saw 3 times in a theater, and I absolutely loved every single time I had to watch it. I cannot recommend this movie enough to all my friends when I watched it, and made me feel some type of way hearing a Hulk yell and scream during the Battle of New York. That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry. Then we have The Dark Knight Rises, gonna go in the great tier. I love Christopher Nolan. I love the Dark Knight movies. Again, one of my favorite trilogies ever. I absolutely love The Dark Knight Rises. It's absolutely fantastic. And Bane, perhaps he's wondering why you shoot a man before you throw him out of a plane. I was a really bad impression, but I absolutely love The Dark Knight Rises. I love the character of Bane. I love the character of Bruce Wayne. Batman is one of my favorite superheroes of all time, so obviously, has to be in the great tier. Then we have Skyfall. Not gonna lie to you, I'm putting Skyfall in the great tier. Arguably my favorite Bond, right behind Casino Royale. I absolutely love Daniel Craig. We had No Time to Die come out earlier this year, and I was kind of surprised it didn't join the $1 billion club. I thought it was gonna get close, and it kind of did get close. But Skyfall is a fantastic movie with so much cool things happening with it. It set all the traps. It's just one movie I don't go back and rewatch all that much. It probably would go in that amazing tier, even maybe that GOAT tier, because I love the James Bond movies, but this is one I haven't gone back and rewatched all that often, and it's in the great tier. Still a great movie, nonetheless. Then we have The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. If you know anything about me, you know I absolutely love the Middle-earth family, the franchise movies, Hobbit movies, Lord of the Rings movies. Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. This and only one other Middle-earth movie have made $1 billion. If you ask me, that's a little bit bizarre. We're putting Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey in that great tier. I absolutely love this movie. I love the Hobbit movies. I know that's kind of a hot take, but Peter Jackson is arguably my favorite director, and I love a good prequel story. I think it's a good prequel adventure, and I'm going on an adventure. I love the Hobbit movies. I love Bilbo Baggins. I love how we get to see him and Gandalf meet, him go on his first adventure with Thorin and the group and the party. It's awesome, it's beautiful, and I loved it. I loved it so much. Then we have Iron Man 3. Gonna go in okay, right there with Dark Side of the Moon. I just rewatched this the other day before I watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and Iron Man 3 is fine, but I will say this, it is a Christmas movie. Moving on, then we have Frozen, gonna go in that great tier as well. I love the songs in this, I love the animation style. I am a die-hard Disney fan, and I am a die-hard Frozen fan. If I lost you right there, just wait. Frozen 2's coming soon. Then we have Jurassic Park. which is gonna go in the amazing tier for a movie that came out in the 90s to make so much money and to get kind of be put into theaters. Steven Spielberg's possibly best movie ever. Jurassic Park is something I grew up watching, I grew up being terrified of, and I absolutely love Steven Spielberg, and I love dinosaurs, and we have a bunch of other dinosaur movies coming up, but Jurassic Park is absolutely amazing. I love everything about it. I love the horror vibes, I love how everything looks for the 90s or the 80s, whenever this movie actually came out. It's beautiful. I cannot believe how beautiful it is, but hey, what's the way? It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. Then we have Transformers: Age of Extinction. Gonna go and how'd you make $1 billion, but I know how you made $1 billion. Because you put, hey, how you doing? Mark Wahlberg in there. And you redid it. And the movie is the worst on this list. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Then we have Fury 7. It's gonna be the first movie in the good tier. For one reason and one reason alone. I think the movie itself is kind of lackluster. And that end scene, that montage you do for Paul Walker, makes me cry every gosh dang time. Then we have Avengers: Age of Ultron. Lots of Marvel on this one. And we're gonna put that in the good tier as well. If I compare these to the other ones, that's why this is going in the good tier. I think it's a really good movie. It's just a little bit confusing. If you go and rewatch this and you watch this as much as I do, you will start to think to yourself, doesn't really make all that much sense. And I love the characters of Quicksilver. I think they really wasted Quicksilver inside of the MCU, especially with Ralph Boner and WandaVision. Well, that's another topic for another time. But then you have also Wanda in this, and she gets introduced, and Hawkeye's speech to her is absolutely fantastic. And I love the character of Hawkeye. It's the first time we saw Hawkeye until the show Hawkeye, and I got so much to talk about still. But Avengers: Age of Ultron is a lot of fun. It's a good movie. I enjoy it quite a bit. And then we have Jurassic World. Gonna go in that good tier. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Jurassic World's cool. It's kind of fire. And when I first saw this, like, the whole, like, theme park of, like, dinosaurs going to see it, I want to do that. I would like to go see it. Obviously, didn't work out all that well, but, you know, still pretty fire. Bryce Dallas Howard does a great job in this, as well as Chris Pratt, as he trains velociraptors. None of it makes all that much sense, and you have a velociraptor and T-Rex fight the dinosaur that they created in the lab at the end of the movie. It's dumb, it's stupid, but guess what? When I saw it, I loved it, and it's going in the good tier, because, well, I don't really know. Then we have the Minions, and Minions is also going to go in. How'd you make $1 billion? I mean, I like the Despicable movies quite a bit. I love the Illumination movies, but the Minions just get freaking annoying after a while. Does no one else feel that way? Illumination! That's all I gotta say. Then we have Star Wars: The Force Awakens going in the amazing tier. This is the top 4 Star Wars movie for me, and this is the first Star Wars movie that I ever saw in theaters. Never got to see any of the prequels. I was a little too young to see the prequel trilogy, but then this sequel trilogy, it made me feel like a kid all over again. I'm not a big fan of certain decisions they made with certain characters, especially with Han Solo, what they did with them. Still kind of salty about it, but I think the movie itself does a really good job of capturing that Star Wars vibe, getting it to introduce new characters, and have a very good villain in Kylo Ren. I love Force Awakens. I think it's the best of the sequel trilogy. Goes without saying, but it shows just the Star Wars fandom because the entire sequel trilogy is on this list. Then we have Zootopia. Zootopia's gonna go in good. And you know what? I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna say much other than that because I know lots of people like Zootopia. I'm not the biggest fan of Zootopia, but Zootopia is going in the good tier. If you caught that, let me know down below. I'm talking really fast right there. Then we have Captain America: Civil War going in the amazing tier. It almost went in that go tier, but I only got 4 more spots for the go tier, and I got like 4 more movies I can think about. It's gonna go in that tier, so I gotta wait for it to go in that tier. But Civil War is in that amazing tier. I absolutely love this movie. Talk about marketing at its finest. Are you Team Cap? Are you Team Tony? I go back and forth every day. If you ask me tomorrow, I'll be Team Cap. If you ask me today, I'm Team Iron Man. So, Team Iron Man today. Absolutely love Civil War. Freaking brilliant. It's freaking fantastic. Then, the reason we're doing all this for Spider-Man: No Way Home going in the GOAT tier. I have not had this much fun watching a movie in a long time. I have not felt this way when watching a movie in a long time. There will be no spoilers in this, but there's certain things they do with certain characters that get introduced to the MCU inside this movie, and it makes you fall in love like a kid all over again, especially seeing Doc Ock and Green Goblin in there. You saw him in the marketing. Wait until you see him in the movie. It's all that much more special. The first hour, I've seen this movie 3 times. The first hour might drag just a little bit, but the last hour and a half is everything and more you could want. As a Marvel fan, as a Spider-Man fan, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time, and Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. I absolutely love No Way Home, and if you haven't seen No Way Home yet, I mean, it's already done $1 billion. Go help it do a couple more 100 million if you can. Anyways, moving on. Finding Dory. Go from here to bang, right there. Finding Dory is gonna go in the meh tier. I think there's lots of fun to be had here, and I love the Finding Nemo movie, but Finding Dory was kind of like, let's make some money, and that's why going in the mid tier. The reason I'm putting this one in the mid tier over the How'd You Make $1 Billion, because this was like 13 years in the making, my entire life. I was excited to see this when I saw it. So I think there's a reason for this to make $1 billion over the other three, based off nostalgia alone. Then we have Star Wars Rogue One. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, gonna go in that good tier, really ultimately because of the Darth Vader scene at the very end. Other than that, this is one Star Wars movie I don't rewatch all that often. Rogue One, good tier right there. Then we have Titanic, and I cannot believe I'm about to do this. Titanic is going in the amazing tier. I was gonna go GOAT tier, but there's a couple movies I gotta put on the GOAT tier. Titanic is arguably my favorite romance movie of all time. It's James Cameron's best movie, and I think James Cameron is very good at what he does, and I wish we got to see more of him. And you know what? Avatar 2, it better live up to the hype, Jim. Just all I gotta say. Then we have Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is gonna go in the great tier. Putting Beauty and the Beast above Rogue One? Are you freaking joking? No, I'm not. I love the Beauty and the Beast animated movie, and this is one of my favorite live-action remakes. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love Gaston. I love LeFou. I love Belle. She's my favorite Disney princess, and Gaston, my favorite Disney villain. Do I need to go on? My favorites. It's in the great tier. Absolutely love it. Then we have Fate of the Furious. I'm gonna put Fate of the Furious in the good tier as well. I really like the Fast and Furious movies. They're some of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Fate of the Furious is a lot of fun, and it hits hard on the action and absurdity, and I love it. I love it all. I'll beat your ass like a Cherokee drum. It's absolutely awesome. Then we have Despicable Me 3. It's gonna go in the okay tier. I really like the Illumination movies, and I really like the Despicable Me movies, but this one just is kind of annoying. Gru's brother comes in. It kind of seems like, how are we gonna kind of progress the story along? Let's give Gru a brother. So they did. It's in the okay tier. Then we're moving on to Star Wars The Last Jedi. I'm putting Star Wars The Last Jedi in the good tier, homie. Like, I think Star Wars The Last Jedi is a good movie. I think the scene at Canto Bight is a little bit done and kind of stupid and pointless, and I know everyone really thinks that, but Star Wars The Last Jedi, to me, is still a cool Star Wars movie, and I enjoy watching it, so it's on that good tier. We're probably almost just halfway through this list, so if you guys are still watching, hit that thumbs up button for me, and that subscribe button for me. Comment down below, hashtag bananas and apples and peas and carrots. For fun. Why not? I'm in a good mood. Do it for me. Then we have Black Panther. Bun-dum, 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 in the good tier. I absolutely really like this movie a lot. I think it's a little bit slower for an MCU movie, but rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, the beautiful man, T'Challa. Black Panther 2 is going to be awesome. Black Panther, good tier. Avengers Infinity War. Are you telling me that the whole GOAT tier is going to be filled with MCU movies? Well, not all of it, but most of it. Avengers Infinity War in the GOAT tier. Can you tell I'm a superhero fan? I got the cap shield right there. I got the gauntlets right there. Need I say more? I've seen Infinity War 49 times. I'm not even joking. I have a tally board. I have seen it 49 times. It is arguably my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely loved it. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and it hits me in the feels every time watching all of our heroes lose and Thanos win. Thanos is the best villain of all time. Fight me on it. Then we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Gonna go in the meh tier. This is like literally the same exact movie as Jurassic World, and it never made that much sense because the scientists make a dinosaur. Did we not learn anything in the first 2.5-hour movie? Don't do that. We did. You got that. Then we have Incredibles 2. Gonna go in the okay tier. When I first saw this, I thought I liked it more than first Incredibles, but then I said, screwed my head on straight. No, you don't. The Incredibles 2 is a good movie, but I think they really wasted all of the potential they had with the Underminer because, like, he waited 15 years to watch him be the villain. He's not even the villain, and I'm a little bit sad about it, so in the okay tier. Then we're moving on to Aquaman. Aquaman, not gonna lie, good movie. I think it's actually a really, really, really good movie. And Jason Momoa is being Jason Momoa, having fun, and Jason Momoa, it's action-packed. James Wan is arguably my favorite director right there with Peter Jackson. I absolutely love James Wan. I love the direction style, and I never thought that everything underwater would look so good, but it looks so good. Cannot wait for Aquaman 2 in the Lost Kingdom, something like that. Then we have Captain Marvel. Gonna go in the meh tier. Not a big Captain Marvel guy, not gonna lie to you. It's one of my least favorite MCU movies. And we have Star Wars The Phantom Menace, gonna go in that good tier, based off pure nostalgia alone. Then we have Avengers Endgame, and it's gonna go in the amazing tier. I almost put it in the GOAT tier, but since we have Infinity War and the Endgame, they kind of go hand in hand. I'm just gonna put Endgame in the amazing tier, even though I love it a lot. It's gonna go in the amazing tier. Do I need to say why I love it? Avengers, freaking assemble, bro. Do it. Then we have Aladdin. Should I call you Al or should I call you Dan? How about Aladdin? Here, boy. Then we have Aladdin going in the good tier. The good tier is almost filled. I want to go to another tier after that. Aladdin is fun. I love Guy Ritchie. He's one of my favorite directors. Have I said that before? James Wan, Peter Jackson, Guy Ritchie, all 3 of them on this list. I absolutely think Aladdin is great. I love the style. I'm very surprised Guy Ritchie did it, but Will Smith as a genie, everything and more I could have wanted in a live action remake. And I really did like it. Then we have Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I'm not gonna say I don't know how you made $1 billion, but I'm gonna put you in the meh tier. I semi-enjoy it, I semi-don't. I have not rewatched it since theaters, so meh tier. I know why it made $1 billion, because Star Wars. Star Wars got a big fandom, man. Then we have Toy Story 4. Gonna go in the okay tier. Would go on the good tier, but I'm almost out of there, and I'm gonna put Toy Story 4 in the okay tier just because I love Toy Story 3 so much. I think Toy Story 4 is a very good movie. I have lots of fun with it, but it's just like, when I think about Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4 becomes an okay movie, because I didn't want Toy Story 4 to be made. I love Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, and 4's, it's okay. It's right there. It's in the okay tier. Then we have Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm gonna put that in the okay tier as well. I grew a bigger fandom of this after seeing Spider-Man No Way Home, but I'm comparing it to all of them in a good tier. I'd rather watch all of those than Far From Home. Then we have The Lion King going in the meh tier. When I first saw this in 2019, I said, this is my favorite movie of the year. And I watched it again and again, and I said to myself, why don't I just watch the animated one? Because that's exactly what it is. It's the same exact freaking movie as the animated one, with a couple of different songs, and everyone lost their cork on that, but it made $1 billion. Jon Favreau. Congratulations, brother. Then we have history in the making right here with Joker being the first rated R movie to ever make $1 billion. For those reasons, it's going in the amazing tier. I was very nervous going into this movie because the marketing and everyone talking about it on the news was like, oh my god, the Joker is going to cause violence at theaters. Be careful going. My theater had 8 people in it on opening night. I am very surprised the movie made $1 billion. It should go in How to Make $1 Billion, but it's so damn good. It's going in that amazing tier. And Joaquin Phoenix won for the Joker. We have 2 Joker winners on this list for the Best Actor and Supporting Actor Oscar. Then we have Frozen 2 going in the great tier. I dang near even like this movie than the first one. I love we get more of Kristoff and Sven in this. I love we get to find out more about Arendelle and these characters. And you know what? I love it. I think it's great. I really do. No apologies here. Then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and the Philosopher's Stone. Gonna go in that good tier. We just made a good tier bigger. Philosopher's Stone. I love the Harry Potter movies, and what a way to start out. This is one I really enjoy rewatching, and I would even count this as a Christmas movie. Then we have Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. GOAT tier. This right here is my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely love Return of the King with my whole heart. I absolutely love Lord of the Rings and Middle-earth and everything like that with my whole heart. Return of the King holds a near and dear place to my heart, and I cannot wait to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it in a while. Return of the King for Frodo. Need I say more? Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Honestly, great tier. I love the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I think they're absolutely fantastic. The other couple, not so much. But the first Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. And Dead Man's Chest is awesome. Getting to see the Kraken and Davy Jones and the Kraken eating Johnny Depp at the end. Oh my god, Jack Sparrow, you died. As a kid, 10 years old in the theater, I cried. I was terrified. I don't like water. Water kind of freaks me out. And Kraken itself, not gonna lie to you, still kind of haunts me. Not gonna lie. We only have 3 more movies on this list. If you guys made it this far, comment down below. Carrots, peas, apples, and bananas. Comment that backward. Hashtag that. Let me know that down below. Then we have The Dark Knight, which is the last movie to go in the GOAT tier. The Dark Knight is everything and more you could want in a Batman movie, and it's a damn shame it didn't get nominated for Best Picture, Christopher Nolan's best movie. A lot of people think. Not my favorite Nolan movie, but it's arguably one of his best. And Dark Knight's gonna go in the GOAT tier just because of Heath Ledger's Joker, and we have so many things that led up to this point, and yet Christopher Nolan, big budget director, directing this, and kind of changed the game for superhero movies. I always say I don't really like The Dark Knight, but deep down, I freaking love it. Then we have the Avatar movie from James Cameron, which I really love. It's going in the amazing tier. I really love the James Cameron Avatar, and I just wish we got more of him, and we're getting like 6 more Avatar movies, so we'll see how those do, huh? He says they're going to be the highest grossing movies ever, and this actually is the highest grossing movie of all time with Avengers Endgame. Funny, they ended up right next to each other on the list. Both these have grossed $3 billion plus worldwide. Kind of crazy if you ask me. And last but not least, we have Alice in Wonderland going in the good tier. Why do you not love Alice in Wonderland? I know lots of people actually don't, but I'm a big Tim Burton fan, and I'm a big Johnny Depp fan, and I am a big live-action remake fan. I saw this in theaters. I absolutely loved it. I love the style. I love the CGI. I love the story. I love the characters, and off with our heads. So that's going to do it for this ranking of all $48 billion club movies. Let me know how your ranking compares down below in the comment section. If you guys made it to the end of the video, well, thanks. If you haven't hit the subscribe button already, and you guys are still watching, then what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thumbs up button, subscribe button. Lots more top 10s rankings coming this week. I cannot wait for all of it. Got so much more to do in such little time. The end of the year is upon us. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.